So it's more of the experience of I am other. So you can think of scientifically, confidence and happiness are growing. That's what they are. Confidence is simply growing your idea of yourself, and happiness is growing beyond the idea of yourself. So I got really curious about all this stuff, especially this last year, and I was speaking about my book, Grow Happy, and I was having trouble connecting it with a lot of people's, like, when they're really, I talk to people that are just, like, not happy with anything, right? And I was looking for ways, well, how can you go from there to actually choosing more happiness in your life? You know, because it's easier when you already feel confident to go, you know what, I can continue to choose this in a different way. But when you're, like, struggling with everything, or there's something really that's got to change, when you're in that kind of situation, how do you do that, right? So I got really curious about how to explain this to people, and what were actually the steps that we might take to do that. So what I came up with was, I started to realize there's 4 areas of life that we can either be happy or confident in, or not. And the one area is, whoops, I'm not very confident with this mouse, by the way. So the area of art is what I'm calling, I'm calling it your art, but it's really what you're most excited to do right now. Okay, this is the area where we discover what our true passion is in life, what our true passions are, what we're really driven to do. And we do that simply by paying attention to what's feeling really exciting for us to do right now, and then actually acting on it, and then sharing that excitement with other people. So that's the art category, and it really just means what are you most excited to do right now, and that can change over time. Health is the health of your body, your mind, and your spirit, and then the health of your environment, the things you're in charge of keeping up, like your house or your car. People are just all the people that you interact with in your life. So that's the category where we could be happy or not happy, or confident or not confident with dealing with people. And then money is the other one, because we all need that to survive, or we think we do anyway, right? So that's a component where we can be not happy or happy. So I started to realize that there are those 4 areas of life, and there's a specific type of energy that we are missing when we struggle with one of these areas, and I'll talk about that in a second. But first I want to kind of show you get back to this slide here, the 5 levels of happiness. I started to notice that, well, there's really about 5 different levels of happiness that we could experience it on. If we're on a 0, we're not happy at all with something. Can someone give me an example of something you're not happy with at all? Anyone willing to share?
Finances.
I'm going to go with finances for now. Yeah, okay. Is it okay with finances? Is that okay if I use it as an example? Just a general example. I won't get specific. So let's take it to the extreme. Let's say there's a person that's maybe homeless on the street, right? They have no money, no place to live. They are at a level 0 of happiness with their finances, we could say, right? So in order for them to feel happy at level 1, I'm calling it the level of stuff, all that would need to happen for them to be happy for that in the moment would be for them to notice or act on some kind of improvement happening with that area of their life. Make sense? So let's just say that the homeless person's walking down the street and they suddenly find a $100 bill on the street. Suddenly, they are happy with their finances at the level of stuff, okay? It's a temporary happiness, but for the moment, until the $100 is gone, they are happy with their financial life, right? So with each level that you go up, the happiness lasts longer and it feels stronger, right? So our next level is this level of system. So let's just say that person found the $100 bill. If they would spend the whole thing, then they would be right back to 0, right? They'd no longer be happy at all. But let's just say that person invested in a haircut and a suit, went to either a job interview or found a business opportunity where he could or she could make $500 bills every week. Then they're working on a level of systems. Because all that's required to be happy at level 2 is to do some ongoing action towards your circumstances improving in that area of your life. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Moving on, let's say that person did that, but this doesn't last forever, right? Because systems change, right? Some people lost a lot of money in 2008, right? So they had a system, but it doesn't always guarantee you're always going to be happy. But it can last longer and the feelings can be stronger because you're taking some ongoing action towards that. Right? At level 3, though, is where it gets really, this is about the deepest level of confidence that we could feel. So level 1, 2, and 3 are really about confidence. It's about feeling better about ourselves. So let's just say that the homeless person is working at their business opportunity or their job, and they understand, this could change at any time and I could be back on the street. And I'm aware of that. However, I'm starting to notice that I'm a valuable person here. I have intrinsic value. And it doesn't matter what's happening, I always know that I'm valuable. And I have value to share with other people. And that can translate into money if I choose to do it that way. So I know no matter what happens with this business or this job opportunity, I know I'm valuable enough that I'm going to survive and I'm going to be able to provide value to other people. Right? So that's being happy at level 3. He or she has changed his identity around money.